Welcome to a somewhat overdue Wizards and Warlords video update. Wizards and Warlords is a turn-based fantasy strategy game currently in early access on Steam. It is a work in progress, so expect bugs, missing content, unimplemented mechanics, but you can read more about that on the early access page on Steam itself. This video is mainly aimed at the current players and helping to guide people through the game and the interface. So get right to it and just start up a new game. As you can see, the Warlords are coming later. They are active for the AI at the moment, but not for players. So we will choose a wizard, and we will not be doing a complex start with customized world parameters and stuff like that. And for this game, we will be choosing the Beast Master wizard template. You can create your own template, but not going to do that. Instead, we'll just pick this one. We can keep clicking until we get a name we're happy with. Could also input one ourselves, but Rory Mac sounds nice. And we have the traits Master Trainer, which will give our heroes more experience, and Trusted Retainers, which will give us additional followers, and we can have a higher number of favored followers, which is a mechanic where the followers get more experience and you get a bigger influence on what happens to them in events and how they level up, stuff like that. And for our starting research, we will have some beast magic, leadership, and minor binding. We will choose our sigil. And let's go with this sickle on a dark blue background. So now we have a game world. It's been generated for us randomly. The maps and the cultures and everything randomly generated. We have our wizard tower here, and we have an army. We can see that we're located in a province called Yanutis. See that down here in the context panel. It shows information on whatever is selected right now. And up here we have the info panel, which shows how much gold we have, what our gold income is, and how much influence we have, our mana and other resources. Here we have some action buttons for casting spells, and special actions that depend on what we have researched and what traits we have, and so forth. Down here we have actions that are specific to what we have selected. We have an army selected right now, so that means we have the option to split the army into smaller armies. And we have some options that are present because we just have a province selected. And over here we have the outliner. That's an overview of all our assets, so to speak. Our army, we can see it consists of some direwolves. There's no general, or followers, and our workers. And down here we have our notifications, which are messages on what's going on. It's the first turn, so it's not much going on yet. Still, there are some notifications. We have a mini map of the world. Click around. We haven't explored much, so there isn't much to navigate, but it can be nice when we explore more. We have a province toggle we use to show the province names, which is useful if you don't want to click around and have to read the context panel to find a certain province. And up here at the top row we have a bunch of buttons. I have a mouse over that show what they do, but let's go through them one by one. We have the research panel first, where we can choose our current research. You'll see we actually have a message prompt that will open that one if we click it. Let's try to do that. Click it, yeah, getting it. This one. So, what should our Beast Master research? Let's go with some minor nature magic. We give us some spells and some units. It's quite fitting for a Beast Master. We have a military screen. Shows what kind of units we can recruit. We can hide units that we don't want to see. I think they're bad or annoying, because this list can get pretty long and difficult to navigate if you don't hide the units you don't want anyway. For now, we don't want to recruit anything because we want to. We don't have that many resources, so just save them for later. Here we can see a resource special, spice. So if we go and build some farms here, we'll get some spice resources that we can sell or use for certain actions. And down here we have some copper and fertile soil and so forth. Right, let's get back to these buttons that we were actually looking at before I got sidetracked, looking at spice. We have our followers, which are pretty important, especially in the other game. And these also randomly generated. It looks like we got a bunch of goblins and a centaur. We can see the name and class, culture they're from. If we mouse over, we get some details on this culture. Evil goblins like spiders. And this goblin, he's got tree, backstab, he's ugly and hedonistic. So we mouse over the traits, they will say what mechanical effects they have, or they will give these labels with red or red minus or green plus next to it. It tells us something about how they affect challenges, which are like dice rolls that happen when certain events and actions are executed. We can also see relations. This guy, he's an ally of our other followers. That's something specific to the Beastmaster. They start out with trusted retainers, so this bunch of evil goblins, they get along pretty well. Let's see what deities they have. This guy likes he's a worshipper of the deity of murder and traveling outcasts and all. And yeah, so is this other goblin. Our centaur worships chaos god. That's probably get along nicely with the goblins then. And finally, our troll berserker. Oh, that was actually thought that was a goblin in the first place. It's a troll. She worships a earth mother deity. Okay, right. We also have the party creation UI in here. We're not going to use that right now, but we could create a party, click it, and add some followers either by clicking this button or double clicking. That will add the followers to the current party. Double click again, the follower will leave. We can just disband the party that way as well. Let's do that. And we'll head on over to the diplomacy screen, which will show us something about our faction. Don't have any diplomatic reputation yet because we haven't interacted much with the other factions. We don't know about any other wizards or warlords. We've encountered one independent realm, some hobgoblins, and we don't know about any organizations or other factions. So these are the hobgoblins that we've encountered. Have a village down here, and we can inspect it by right-clicking it, or we could select it and click this button. And we can see something about their culture and the city stats, village in this case, population, and how developed this town is in various areas, whether there's unrest, and what the income is. We can see that it's ruled by someone named Mayor Lockrock, so a hobgoblin noble, and we can see what religion the inhabitants have. Could send an emissary. Could send the centaur mage, perhaps. Let's try that. They will not accept that because they don't like the grim centaurs. Right, that leads us to this one, the encyclopedia. You can see the different cultures in the world. And let's go look up the hobgoblins. And here, see that they have these traits that affect various mechanics as well. I won't go into detail on that. But down here, under attitude, we can see that they are hostile towards the grim centaurs. So that was not a good forward to send there. How do they feel about goblins and trolls? Wary of trolls. We dislike the goblins. That's still the best bet we have. Let's send a goblin down there. The goblin merchant. Good choice. And yeah, we skipped this one to get to the encyclopedia. This is the economy screen. We get a list of all resources and the ones that we don't have any of. We have some lumber and some food. You can see how much is available in the world market, the current price to buy, sell. And we have buttons to do these actions. You can also go into a ledger, which will give a rough and not very pretty overview of our economic situation. We gain 100 gold each turn from our tower, but we lose 5 for our workers. And we have some influence gained from our tower and some mana as well. And it generates food, but the wolves and the centaurs eat it, so we actually have a food deficit. We can also see what workers we have. We have some trolls and some centaurs. They have skills, which some of the skills have an effect, some of them are not implemented yet, but the centaurs say they also want food. That is probably because, yeah, they have the trait Epicurean. Epicurean cultures say they eat a lot. So let's get back to the economy screen. We can recruit new followers, which is out of our current reach. Can't afford that. We can hire mercenaries, which can't afford either. Or we can hire workers. We could almost afford that, but we don't have the influence. Now the different numbers and values, they're going to change as balance gets tweaked, so don't get too hung up on those. So we need some more food, so we'll go to the wizard tower. And we can either select it by clicking on the hex. That will cycle through the different things of the hex that we can select. We can select the army or the tower, or we can go down here and select the tower. That will inspect it. You can also right click it. And we get to the wizard tower screen where we can add some workers. We can add our troll workers. And we can see now we get more gold. It's good because we're going to need to buy some food. We can also build expansions to our tower. Maybe we could use a bazaar. It's going to give us some experience to mercantile followers at the tower. Our merchant is basically being an emissary, so let's not do that. Instead, we might want to build some farms so we can get some more food. So we'll send the troll workers to do that. Give them an overseer. Could be the centaur mage. He likes food. It's a centaur, so let's do that. If we enable this one, that will auto assign the workers to work the farms once they're done with the construction. We'll do that. And we'll build it. Construction has started. We still have some idle workers. Do we want to assign them to the tower? Let's just say no and do that manually. And then we have a quest. We have a quest to do some magical research. We're doing that, so that's nice. And we can also see the victory conditions in here. The dialog that was opened when I clicked on the quest was this one, the quests and victory conditions. We are going to win the game by annihilating all the other warlords and wizards. Or we could do the ascendancy path, and there will be more victory conditions as the access progresses. And we can also see some details on our ruler. There isn't much to see in here, but if you're playing, for instance, a warlock, you would be able to see what kind of dark pact you have. So, yeah. No need to go into details on that. Right, we still have 2 idle followers. We have our troll berserker and our tomb robber. Let's take our army and right click it. Could also have clicked the inspect button. Go to the army management, and we will appoint our berserker as the general. That will give the army some bonuses and a little bit of experience for the general when winning fights. You can also assign some of the units to reserves, scouts, and vanguard. in the current early access build, that doesn't really do much, but the scout mechanics are coming in the next update, and more stuff will be added. We can go take a look at the unit details. We have these dire wolves. They have movement of 10, which is quite fast, so it'll be good against ranged units to close the distance quickly. And yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail on those mechanics. But over here we could split the unit into 2, for instance. Now we have 3 units of dire wolves, but just 2 units of 50. But it might be useful if we wanted, for instance, to have some scouts, but we only wanted 50 dire wolves and not 100 scouts. Just do that. And let's send this army exploring. We have these really fast. Oh, there's a neighbor up here. So that's another wizard. It's artificer. We could declare war. Oh, yeah. We don't like artificers, but just gonna run away anyway and not really fight. Our final, our tomb robber. Let's send our tomb robber to search this province. Yeah, let's go to the next turn. Clicking the turn button, we got some notifications. The village down here, they are thanking us for sending an emissary and requesting that he stay for at least 4 turns. Great, we'll do that. We are right-clicking the notifications to dismiss them. If I had left-clicked like this one, get a pop-up with more details. Not that many details yet, but get the point. Monstrous beasts in Simbaran, which is down here. Also the poor hobgoblins, they have some beasts somewhere we can see rampaging about. And we have our grand army. Oh, we also have this Jewish personal guard, which we forgot about. So I will choose a regiment, promote from the grand army. These 100 dire wolves and our personal guard, so they get some bonus stats. That's a bug. They have the personal guard buff. They also have a temporary buff that they don't have any upkeep, but they still do. Maybe food, but not, they don't want any gold at least. And we can see they have additional toughness and melee skill because of being personal guard. They also, these ones also have a buff. That's from the general probably. Right, so let's take our grand army and explore. We have a new quest. Find a dungeon in Wainutis. Where was that? Oh, that's down here. We already have tomb robber searching the province, so I guess that's fine. The mage is building, it's done in 10 turns. Yeah, we're losing food. No, we're not actually. This doesn't seem quite accurate. The game is trying to predict what our income will be, but it's mistaken. That's probably because the no upkeep on these wolves is being probably processed by the UI. But never mind that. That's a bug, and there are bugs. Search for dungeon. We have learned that the dungeon they have been sent to locate is named the Spire of Shattered Pain. That doesn't sound like a nice place, but it should be possible to find a spire. Doesn't sound like a small secret location. Oh, we're done researching. So let's research something new. Let's get basic warfare so we can get better troops. After that, we might want some diplomacy or commerce so we can start interacting with these hobgoblins down here. See what do they actually think of us now. Yeah, they're neutral, but we'll get better over time, and we can even the fruit trade back now. Oh, it costs us 1500 gold, and nothing for them. We can't even afford that, but if we could do this. And this army, it has 10 movement points. Oh, there's some centaurs here. This is a camp, not a settlement, so these generate marauders and raiders, so pillage and wreak havoc. They're not nice neighbors, really. Yeah, we saw that already. Oh, they're happy, and we got 5 influence. So let's just keep the emissary down there to keep boosting the relations. And time is progressing. Yeah, I'll stop this for now. I hope I've shown a bit about how to play the game. Our farm's almost done, so that we can feed our ravenous wolves once they stop being no upkeep in 3 turns. Let's just click to that and see. You can actually see our food's going up, and now it starts going down because the wolves are no longer no upkeep. Luckily, the farm's almost done. Our followers have leveled up, it seems. They've learned some new skills. The goblin has learned diplomacy. That's useful. Now he's a diplomat. And the others have learned some other skills. If I had remembered to go and get favored followers, then I could have chosen the upgrade for them, but I forgot that. So I'll try to remember that next time. Thanks for watching, and I hope this made the game a little bit more approachable. And if you have any feedback, thoughts, bugs, whatever, write them on the community hub on Steam or on the game forums.